Open Heavens Daily Devotional. Date: Wednesday, February 5, 2025. Topic: Little Beginnings. Memorize. Though thy beginning was small, yet thy latter end should greatly increase. Job 8:7. Read Matthew 17:15-16, ACTS 5:12-16, KJV. 15 Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic, and sore vexed, for ofttimes he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. 16 And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Acts 5:12-16, KJV. 12 And by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people, and they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. 13 And of the rest durst no man join himself to them, but the people magnified them. 14 And believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes both of men and women. 15 Insomuch that they brought forth the sick into the streets, and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them. 16 There came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks, and them which were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed every one. Hymnal 21 My hope is built on nothing less. Message. Every great minister of God must have had the days of little beginnings, and the greatness today testifies of their faithfulness over time. If you get discouraged during your days of little beginnings, you will deny yourself the opportunity to experience the great moves of God. In 1980, while traveling throughout Nigeria, supervising our church programs, and making sure that everything was in order, I had an unforgettable experience. I was preaching in a town called Warri when suddenly, I saw an open vision. In the vision, I saw that a young boy, who was born blind, received his sight. As I wasn't as mature as I am now, I didn't wait for God to give me the details of the vision before I said, "There is a young boy here who is blind. God wants to open your eyes. Come quickly." Nobody moved. I continued, "I know what I saw. Maybe it's your son, and he's at home. Go and bring him quickly, I will wait." Still, nobody moved. I knew that my God doesn't lie, so I said, "Okay, I will wait for 1 hour after the service. Maybe you don't want to miss what's going on now. After the service, go and bring the boy." I waited after the service, but no one brought any boy to me. Sadly, after the time elapsed, I left for Akure, which was my next stop. Because I waited an extra hour for the blind boy, I got there late, and someone else was already preaching when I arrived. Suddenly, while the sermon was going on, an elderly man got up. He had a young boy with him, and they began to move towards the altar. The boy was blind, and as I looked closely, I saw that it was the boy in my vision. The father wanted prayers for his son, but I knew that the protocol officers were going to turn him back, saying, "You can't go to the altar while the preacher is preaching." I ran towards the officers to say, "Please don't turn him back. I saw this boy in a vision, he is about to receive a miracle." However, before I got to them, the boy heard my footsteps, turned towards me, and his eyes opened. Beloved, God proved himself mighty in my days of little beginnings, and he has remained faithful up to now. He will prove himself mighty too in whatever phase you are currently in your life, in Jesus' name. Key point: remain faithful in your days of little beginnings, and in due time, you will see God's mighty hand at work in your life.